Good morning, children. I welcome you all for the third chapter of mathematics, that is playing with numbers. If I ask you how many of you like playing with toys, the answer will be very less because girls like playing with toys, isn't it? And if I ask you how many you like to play with ball, yes, the boys will be more playing with ball. But if we ask a question, how many of you like playing with numbers? Like something you get a puzzle. Yes, the number may be around 10 or 15, isn't it? Very few like. But I tell you children, if you put little of interest, playing with numbers will be very fun. Let us start playing with numbers today. Let us take an example of 6. 1 6 are it is 6, 2 3s are 6, 3 2s are 6 and 6 1s are also it is 6. So whichever number you take, the product comes as 6. Do we take all the numbers for this? No. We take a selected numbers, the numbers that are suitable for multiplication that will give you an answer of 6. Isn't it? Let us see which are the number we have taken. 1, 2, 3 and 6. With these 4 numbers we have got the product as 6 itself. Isn't it? So these are nothing but called the factors of 6. Let us take one more number as 8. 1 8s are 8, 2 4s are 8, 4 2s are 8 and 8 1s are 8. But now if you just look into the numbers children, 1 8s are 8, 8 1s are 8. See, it is a reverse of the number, isn't it? 2 4s are 8, 4 2s are 8. See, the same number can be repeated in the reverse direction so that you get the same answer. Is it? So, let us see what are the products here. They are 1, 2, 4 and 8. These 4 numbers are called the factors of 8. And also we can call them as exact divisors. Because with these numbers, we can divide the given number exactly without any remainder. The remainder what we will get will be as 0. Isn't it? So they are called the exact divisors or factors of 6 and factors of 8. Here we'll move on to the multiples. I have given small circles over here. There are 10 circles here. Okay. In these 10 circles, if you start multiplying them by 2, can you divide them separately? First 2 becomes one group. Second 2 the second group. Third 2 will go to the third group. Last one. And we can divide the last piece. So how many groups can you get there children? 5 groups. In each group you will be having 2 balls. So if you merge 1 and 2, you will get 4 balls. 1, 2 and 3, 6 balls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 balls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 balls. This is nothing but called the multiplication table of a 2. Isn't it? Here just look it down. 1 is to 2, 2 is to 4, 3 is to 6, 4 is to 8 and 5 is to 10. If you continue the steps, it will reach on to 2 tens are 20. This is nothing but called multiples. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 are the multiples of 2. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, so on will be the multiples of 3. These are the first 5 multiples we have taken because the multiples are endless or they are in the infinity. That means there is no end for multiples. Till where the numbers will end you, till there you can find out the multiples. Am I clear children? Let us see here certain qualities of factors and multiples or certain properties. 1 is a factor of every number. That we have to agree, isn't it? Whichever number you want, you can multiply with 1 and the product will be the same number itself. As an example, we have here 1 2s are 2, 1 3s are 3, 1 4s are 4 and so on. Let us see the second property. Every number is a factor of itself. Of course, any number you multiply with 1, you will get the number back. It is just the reverse of 1 here. 5 ones are 5, 6 ones are 6, 7 ones are 7, etc. Let us see the third property. Every factor of a number is exact divisor of the given number. Of course, it should be, right? Whichever number you take as a factor, it should be the exact divisors. In the previous slide, we have seen this. Same example I have taken here. We have taken 1, 2, 4 and 8 are the factors of 8. That means all these 4 numbers are exact divisors of the given number 8. Every factor is less than or equal to the given number, of course, isn't it? So, if you take your factors of 6, you get 1, 2, 3 and 6. That means all the factors of 6 are less than 6. All the factors of 8 are less than 8. They are not above the given number. Number of factors of the given number are finite. As we told, multiples are infinity. Here the factors are finite. Why they are finite? Because they end up with the given number. The factors, whatever the factor of the given number, they start with 1, but they end up with the given number. That means they are countable. Okay, they don't go beyond the given number. They start from 1, they end up with the given number. Once you get the given number, you say, okay, factor is over. Every multiple of a number is always greater than the given number. As it ends up, the factors ends up with the given number, multiple starts from the given number. Here the multiples of 2 start from 2, but there is no end, it keeps on going. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, so on. It keeps on going. The numbers of multiples of the given number is infinite. As I previously told you, they are infinite. There is no end for them. Every number is a multiple of itself. Of course, every factor is a factor of itself. Every number is a multiple of itself, because we start the multiples from the given number itself. Isn't it? Okay. Let us see certain factors. Here, look here, factors of 6. If you take 1, 2, 3, 6. If you add up this number, children, 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 6, 12. 12 is the double the number of the given number 6. Isn't it? So, these numbers are called as perfect numbers, which mean to say every number is not a perfect number. Okay, every factors of the given number will not be a perfect numbers. Only for certain numbers you will get this type of property, and these numbers are called as perfect number when you take a factor of any given number. Let us take an example of 8. So we had given the numbers of 8 as 1, 2, 4 and 8, isn't it? Just let us count. 1 plus 4, 5, 5 plus 4, 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 4, 7, 7 plus 8 is equal to 15. It is not 16. If it would have come 16, it was the double of the given number 8. But it is coming 15. So 8 is not a perfect number, or 1, 2, 4 and 8, they are not perfect numbers for the given number 8. But here when it comes to 6, 1, 2, 3, 6 are the answer you are getting as 12. So 12 is a perfect number for 1, 2, 3 and 6. Am I clear, children? Yes. As a number for which sum of all its factors is equal to twice the number is called as perfect number. That means the given number is a perfect number, because when you take the sum, you will get as a twice the given number. Find certain factors of the given numbers. Here when we start doing factorization, we will take a first number as 28. 1 28s are 28. we will reverse it as 28 ones are 28. 2 14s are 28. 14 2s are 28. 4 7s are 28. 7 4s are 28. After 4 we have to try with 5. Is there 28 going in 5? No. Is it 28 going in 6? No. 28 going in 7? Because 7 is already there. So we will stop the factorization there. So when you find here, you get the numbers as 1, 2, 4, 7, 14 and 28. And these numbers are the factors of 28. Did we understand? Let us take the second number as 36. 1 36 are 36. Reverse it. 36 ones are 36. 2 18s are 36. 18 2s are 36. 3 12s are 36. 12 3s are 36. 4 9s are 36 and 9 4s are 36. Last one we have 6 6 are 36. When we get 6 6 are 36, we'll end up the factoring there. Isn't it? Because there is no in between numbers there. So when we get the products as 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 12, 18 and 36 are the factors of given number 36. Here's the given exercise for you 3.1. Here you are going to find the factors of the given numbers and first 5 multiples of the given number, and there are multiplication table for you. Match the following for you to be done. I hope you will do it and find all the multiples of 9 up to 100. It is very easy. Look at the table here. Here they have given 1 to 12. From 1 to 12, how many factors are there and the number of factors they have given here. If you carefully observe, 1 has only one factor and the number of factors is 1. 2, for 2 you will have 1 and 2. Number of factors is 2. 3, 1 and 3. Number of factors is 2. For 4 it is 1, 2 and 4. Number of factors is 3. 5 it is 1 and 5. Number of factors is 2. For 6, 1, 2, 3 and 6. Number of factors is 4. 7, 1 and 7 again. Number of factors is 2. 8, 1, 2, 4 and 8. Number of factors is 4. For 9 it is 1, 3 and 9. Number of factors is 3. For 10 we have 1, 2, 5 and 10. Number of factors is 4. For 11 we have only 1 and 11. Number of factors is only 2. For 12 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. The number of factors is 6. If you want for personal activities, you can still more do the factors and make a table and keep it for you for your reference, children. Let us move on to the next topic, that is prime numbers and composite numbers. What may be these prime numbers? There are some numbers that has only 2 factors, 1 and the number itself. Such numbers are called prime numbers. Are we here? Which means to say the numbers that has only 1 as a factor and the given number itself as a factor, those numbers are called prime numbers. The number that has only 1 and the number given number is as the factors are called as prime numbers. Let us define here the number other than one whose factors are 1 and the number itself are called prime numbers. And then what may be the composite numbers? Other than prime numbers, all the other numbers are composite numbers. Isn't it? Yes, the number that has more than 2 factors, all those numbers are called as the composite numbers. Yes. And what about 1? The numbers that has 2 numbers, they are prime numbers. Those who have more than 2 factors, they are called as composite numbers. Then what is 1 considered as? Here 1 is neither a prime number nor a composite numbers, because 1 has only one factor, that is the number 1 itself. Are we clear here? Yes. If you observe here, 2 is the smallest prime number. The table already we have seen in the previous slide. Here If you see, other than that, all the other given numbers are odd numbers, isn't it? 2 was a prime number, 3, 5, 7 and 11 till 1 to 12 we have seen. All the other numbers were odd numbers, but only 2 was an even number. So we consider 2 as the smallest prime number. Though it is an even number, it is the smallest prime number. Here is a small exercise again for you, that is 3.2. Here only we are going to do true or false of prime numbers and composite numbers and finding out the prime numbers. And very small exercise, and I want you to complete it. Let us move on to the next topic, that is test of divisibility of numbers. We have to check every number, isn't it? If you ask, give an example as 30. In which number the 30 will go? 2. Will it go into 2? 3? 4? We have to keep on checking. Checking these numbers is not so easy, isn't it? So we will go with the easy method which will help us in finding out the divisibility of the given numbers. Let us start as divisibility by 10. Which all the numbers they are divisible by 10. If a number that has 0 in one's place, then all those numbers are divisible by 10. Example, 1000, 100, 3200, 540, 240, move on as 820 or 10, like that. All the given numbers that have 0 in its one's place, they are divisible by 10. The next one is divisibility by 5. A number which has either 0 or 5 in its ones place, all those numbers are divisible by 5. The number which has either 0 or 5 in its ones place, all those numbers are divisible by 5. Example is 105, 200, 355, 245, 370, etc. All that has 0 or 1, 5 in the ones place, all those numbers are divisible by 5. Just divisibility by 2. A number is divisible by 2 if it has digits like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So in the ones place, if you have all these numbers, that has 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10 and also 0, and those numbers are divisible by 2, or the multiples of 2 are found in the ones place, all those numbers are divisible by 2. Example, 2, 4, 6, 8, that is 2464, 3485. See, look at this number, it is 3482, but we have 3 in the thousands place, but in the ones place we have only 2, so it is divisible by 2. And look at the next number, that is 4476. We have 7 odd number in tens place, but in the ones place we have 6, so this number is divisible by 2. Next, move on to the divisibility by 3. I want you to observe this carefully, children. Here, if the number is divisible by 3, if the sum of the given digits are multiple of 3. Listen to the statement here. If the sum of the given digits is multiple of 3, that is whichever number is given to you to find out as it is divisible by 3, you have to add each and every number there. For example, we have given here 360. 3 plus 6 plus 0. 3 plus 6 is equal to 9. 9 plus 0 is equal to 9. Is 9 multiple of 3? Yes, it is a multiple of 3. Then this number is divisible by 3. The second number we have is 21. 21 is equal to 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. Now 3 is a multiple of 3 itself. Yes, so 21 is divisible by 3. This is a test given here. And here divisibility by 6. If a number is divisible by 2 and 3, then that number is divisible by 6. Yes, we have to check here the two given properties. Either the number is divisible by 2 and also the number should be divisible by 3. Then the given number will be divisible by 6. We'll take an example of 18 here. Okay, 18 is divisible by 2 because we have 8 as a once in the ones place we have 8 and which is divisible by 2. And if you add 1 plus 8 is equal to 9. Again it is divisible by 3. So this 18 is divisible by 6. Divisibility by 4. A number, look at this carefully children, a number with 3 or more digits is divisible by 4 if the number formed its last 2 digits is divisible by 4. That is, usually we have the multiples of 4 in double digits. Only the first 2 will in the single digits. Isn't it? 4 and 8. The multiples of 4 are 4 and 8. After that everything is a double digit. So we consider that a number which is more than 3-digit number, if it should be divisible by 4 means the last 2 numbers, that is in the tens place and the ones place, whichever number comes, that should be divisible by 4. Example we have here as 1936. Here 36 is divisible by 4. Then the given number is divisible by 4. 212. 12 is divisible by 4. Yes, that given number 212 is divisible by 4. So this is a test of divisibility for the given number 4. Divisibility by 8. Here again same process children. A number with 4 or more digits are divisible by 8 if the number of last 2 digits is divisible by 8. Here the given number here 73,516. Here we have 16 in the last 2 digits. They are divisible by 8. Then the entire number is divisible by 8. We have 364. Here 64 is there. The 64 is divisible by 8. So that means the given number is divisible by 8. The last one we have is the divisibility by 9. Here the same process of divisibility of 3 is followed here. A number is divisible by 9 if the sum of the digits is multiple of 9. If that given number, if you add it and if the sum that you get is divisible by 8 means the given number is divisible by 8. Here the example clearly shows you how it is processed. The last one is divisibility by divisibility by 11. Here I want you to carefully observe this children because this is completely different from the other given numbers. Here if you consider a number is divisible by 11 if the difference between the sum of the odd places from right and the sum of the even places from the right is either 0 or divisible by 11. Here very clearly listen to the statement here. If the difference between the sum of odd places from the right and the sum of even places from the right its right is either 0 or divisible by 11. Let us take an example for you to understand better. 61809, that is 61,809, and we will take the numbers from the odd places. The ones place is an odd place, the hundreds place is an odd place. That is at 1, 2, 3, 4 we consider, no? Like that. So 9, 8, 6. They are the numbers from the odd places from the right side. So if you add these 3 numbers, that becomes 9 plus 8 plus 6, which is equal to 23. And the numbers from the even places you will get 0 and 1. That is in the tens place and in the thousands place. If you add those two, you get 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. And now we have to find the difference between their sums. So 23 minus 1, which is equal to 22, and this 22 is divisible by 11. So the given number 61,809 is divisible by 11. Look into the second number, that is 5,081. 5,081, take the numbers of the odd places, that is 1 and 0. The 1 and 0, 1 plus 0 is equal to 1. Even places you have 8 and 5. 8 plus 5 is equal to 13. Now if you find out the difference as 13 minus 1, which is equal to 12. Is 12 divisible by 11? No, 12 is not divisible by 11. So therefore the given number 5081 is not divisible by 11. Are we clear by here? Here these two slides are there which is giving you the divisibility process. In this divisibility process, use the process that I have taught you all this time, and now I want you to do the sums based on this divisibility. And here Eratosthenes has given a small easiest method for you to find out prime numbers from 1 to 100. All the prime numbers can be listed out from 1 to 100 in a easiest method. Here, look at this picture here. This picture will show you clearly. First let us start the working as we will strike out 1 because 1 is not a prime number nor a composite number. We will encircle 2 and encircle 3. Okay. And we will encircle 5 and encircle 7 because these 4 things we know previously itself. Now we will first do it as encircle 2 and cross out all the multiples of 2. That is all the even numbers. The multiples of 2 will be crossed out. So after crossing out, next we will start with 3, encircle 3 and cross out all the multiples of 3. Yes. Now 4 is already crossed out. We will go to 5, encircle 5 and cross out all the multiples of 5. 6 is already crossed out. We will go to 7, encircle 7 and then cross out all the multiples of 7. Okay, 8, 9 and 10 is crossed out. We will go to 11. From 11, we will encircle 11 and cross out all the multiples of 11. So by this, we will see that all same process will be continued until the numbers they are either crossed out or encircled. By the end of the process, you will get all the prime numbers from 2 to 100 and we can make a list of it. This is called the sieve of Eratosthenes. By this process, we can easily find out all the prime numbers from 2 to 100.